I'm Jeli.
I'm Othello.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Rich.
And we're Fandom United. So let's just jam out with Jeli right now. She's going to tell us about Hellboy.
Hellboy. I was kind of really excited for this reboot to show up, but there was a little part of me that was kind of hoping for Ron Perlman.
So was Ron Perlman, who really wanted to be in this.
Yeah, and what is he too old now, or what's
they got
story?
makeup. You can't tell what age.
They got makeup. They got
Hellboy
special
is.
effects.
I got a problem with the makeup, but go ahead, Jeli. We'll talk about that makeup here in a minute.
Not totally disappointed with David Harbour because he did have like that kind of one-liner humor that we all love about Hellboy. But for me, I don't know. I thought he was kind of a small Hellboy. Shorter.
Like genetics? I don't know.
But at the end of the day, if you need some action in your life, go watch this movie. And the pregnant lady survived 2 hours of sitting. So that was good. It wasn't too long.
No, she went to the bathroom before that, and she missed the first 5 to 7 minutes of the movie.
It was because they told me the wrong time. They told me the wrong time.
She's in the bathroom. So, Jeli probably liked it a little bit more than I did. I didn't like it. It was pretty in certain parts. There were certain parts where the CGI was really rough. I did not like his makeup for Hellboy, David Harbour's makeup, because they had done so much to his face. There was a few times he spoke and his lips did not move. I was like, oh, Hellboy has super ventriloquism too. It was just like, no, bro, that's not a good look. Not in 2019. You can't do that in 2019. I thought they shotgunned the plot. Like, it was just kind of like, they just threw a bunch of stuff out there.
Wasn't there stuff online saying it was kind of it was a bit of a train wreck in that movie produced?
Ooh, yeah.
So
and it tells.
It shows.
Yeah. I mean, there was too many stories going on.
It was. It was like an unofficial sequel to the originals, but like a reboot. But they kind of wanted to, pay homage to those, but ignore those at the same time. And it just jumps right in. Like, they give you a little bitty origin of Hellboy during the movie, but they introduce so many different characters in so many different situations. They act like you should know. Like, sorry, this ain't a Marvel movie. This isn't a DC movie. I don't know who these people are. You got to tell me. And they did a bad job of that. The creature effects, they looked good, like when the denizens of hell, show up kind of thing. And they had all these crazy monsters toward the end of the movie, but there's just no explanation of, wow, who's that big, interesting, cool-looking monster there? Like, why are you like that? Like, what's going on here? Like, there's just really no explanation of why this was happening. It just didn't make a lot of sense. So, it's a pass for me. I would...
Yeah, let me ask you this, though, because just on what you're saying about, them not giving enough of the backstory... Because, they keep rebooting Spider-Man, and I was so tired of Uncle Ben stories. And, I don't want another Uncle Ben story. We all know this. And really, the majority of people who know it may not know it necessarily from the comics. They know it from the other movies that they saw with Tobey and then again with Andrew Garfield. And I was so glad that they didn't go there with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, because we don't need that. We don't even need a flashback of it because
everybody knows it.
That's it.
Nobody knows Hellboy's story like that.
Now, with that though, there's a percentage of the people who will know some of these characters because they've seen the other movies, but I would rather see a movie that they make that it's fan service to the actual fans, and then people who are just going to see it. Was it so distracting to it that, I don't know who these people are?
Yes.
It was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I like Hellboy.
And I've not seen the movie.
And it just wasn't... It was just like, what
I need a, refresher Cliff Notes or something.
Yeah, I needed a Hellboy cheat sheet.
That's what I felt like.
Previously on Hellboy.
That's really what I felt like. Yeah. Because I was just like, oh no, I'm just here for the action sequences. Because it was... If you're trying to follow it based on plot, it was like he said, it's really rough. But man, the action... that whole movie was action.
Did it feel like fans, like if you were a big Hellboy fan, did it feel like it would be more of a fan service for them than it is to try and get new Hellboy fans?
No,
No?
it didn't. It felt like it was a little closer to the source material, but it just didn't have. And maybe it's because it wasn't Guillermo del Toro. I don't know. It just didn't have that thing that grabbed me, and I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait to see the sequel."
I
That
mean,
probably
they
is
did
Guillermo
it.
del Toro.
They did it. They did like flashbacks. They did like background stuff, but it was so quick.
It didn't
Yeah.
have that
Really
special little
was-
something. So
I
yeah,
mean,
it probably was
because
Guillermo
like
del Toro.
like I've complained about what was that last movie I saw? I can't even remember. No, I don't even remember. The one where I had to pee.
Which is all of them, all the time.
Are you going to
now.
remember any of the movies
But-
you've seen
No.
while you're
God,
pregnant?
well, that's why
Nothing.
we have to review them as quickly as possible before my brain.
So after
goes.
she has the baby, she's going to go back and watch these so she can remember what
I never
she
saw
thought
any
of the
of this.
movie.
Yeah.
I watched that movie?
But
Well-
I remember the whatever I saw in the theater last. I have no idea. It was the story took a while to get there, and I'm just like, no, why is it taking so long? They're wasting a lot of time. Some of this could have been left on the editing floor. Now on Hellboy, they could have given me a little bit more.
Like, you should have picked those story bits up from the editing floor and be like, hey, you know, people might want to know this. Let's just put that back in there.
Well, one of the things, one of my guys that helps me out here in the store, he's a huge Hellboy fan, and I asked him just, thumbs up, thumbs down, what do you think? I'm going to see it, don't tell me too much. And he's like, it was okay, it felt rushed. And he said that he wished that they would have taken their time to develop some of the stuff a little bit better. And that makes sense, too. But, I mean, I don't know, I guess that's one of the hard things. I mean, there's a reason why I don't make movies. But if you're familiar with the source material, you may not notice that you're skipping over things that are important to that story.
Right.
I don't know.
Here's the thing. When I was leaving, this will clear it up for you. I thought to myself, man, I'm happy I didn't pay full price to see that. That was my first thought on the movie.
I can say that pre-production plays a huge part in that because it's hard to see the whole picture when you're filming one scene 7 times and you might miss that little thing that should have been in there because you've done it 8 times. You're like, all right, let's move on to the next one.
I thought that's what directors were supposed to do.
Right. But so that's what storyboards are for.
Yeah,
Right.
like
But if someone's not following along on that, you could easily kind of drift away and then you get to putting it together. Like, this is not what we planned originally.
Yeah.
This is just kind of what happened. Which you said there were some issues. So I have a feeling it might not have been rushed when they were making it, but it was rushed in the pre-production and they didn't put all the chess pieces in place before they started moving them.
Right.
And
Maybe.
So then they were
It
like, oh
was
no,
a
we're
very
already on this train and the
jumbled
budget
mess.
is going and I don't know what to do
wouldn't
now.
A test audience have caught that?
Yes and
no.
Okay.
because if sometimes test audiences are like, hey, if I say bad things, they won't invite me back.
Right. Some of them are paid.
Some of them are paid. They're
Well, as
what we
somebody
like to
who
call
saw
shills.
the other 2 movies with Ron Perlman.
Now, if you had taken it and you went to a Comic-Con, to like a Hellboy fan Comic-Con, like, hey, check out this movie.
Yeah,
How did we
they
do?
never would have shown that at San Diego. Never would have done that at San Diego Comic Con.
But if you'd done that, they would have caught it. They would have caught it before
Yeah.
they put it
No,
out.
they would have got laughed out the building if they had taken it to San Diego.
Right.
I'm
Right.
there.
Right.
But yeah, but we were talking about editing room floors. Let's talk about Endgame for a minute. Did you guys hear about that?
I've heard about it.
So in case you didn't hear,
I almost saw a post.
ooh, in case you didn't hear,
Avert
the
your eyes.
last 5 to 10 minutes of Endgame were leaked online in a huge spoiler leak that has Disney. Well, furious is the nicest word I'll say because my children will watch this, but really bad. It was so bad. I sent a text to my kids. I'm like, hey, stay off social media until you talk to me, because they're super excited for the movie. So I was like, don't get on Instagram. I turned off my Twitter notifications. I haven't been back on Reddit because the people are dropping stills from the movie and snippets of the video and just kind of, putting it out there, just trying to basically ruin everybody else's fun. So, social media sucks. So it's kind of like a warning. It's not really like a big, discussion kind of thing. It's just
Stay off the internet.
Stay off the internet until next Saturday.
I even saw a post, and it was a letter from the Russo brothers that they had written saying, like...
Thanos still demands your silence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just please don't spoil it for everybody. And I mean, I get why they'd be angry, because this is as much of a cash cow as the Marvel is. This is their biggest cash cow.
Yeah.
And it's a 3-hour movie, and they're spoiling the ending that
so
you would have to sit through 3 hours to watch.
Whoever, because you know they know who it is. You know they know. And you know you're not going to find out, because nobody identifies the body after they come missing. Okay? So whoever it is, they're dead meat. That's just what it is.
They probably could have traced where it was uploaded online. I'm sure they have detectives.
There might be like a little code or something in, you know, like, oh, that came from time code 025 da da da. Well, Jim had that. Jim Johnson had that. You're done in Hollywood, bruh. He's gonna be a Payless. Oh wait, no wait. All the Paylesses are out of business too. He can't even go sell shoes. I don't know what he's gonna do. I don't know. Maybe sell oranges on the highway.
What if he got paid a lot? He or she got paid a lot of money to leak it. I mean, what if this was like a nest
that
egg
much
kind of
money? So speaking of leaked footage, did anybody see the? Well, now you guys all saw the Mandalorian trailer.
Yes.
Right. The Mandalorian trailer just leaked from Star Wars Celebration, but alongside of that, I just found that there was about 7 or 8 minutes of actual episode footage that leaked from maybe the premiere episode that leaked as well.
Now, was it like filmed at like a Comic-Con, or was it
a Star
like
Wars Celebration?
The Star Wars Celebration in Chicago.
Which is great because I've been watching it now. You know, stay away from the in-game spoilers. It's a big deal, right? You don't want that spoiled. I have been watching the Mandalorian leak like every day because it is just that good. I'm so ready for this show. So who has anybody else watched that footage?
No.
Yes.
So you
I'm
saw
actually more excited about this than I am episode 9. I just not even.
If you call my wife right now without any prompting and ask her, I said the exact same thing to her. If you tell me that Theater A has the first couple episodes of The Mandalorian playing and Theater B has episode 9, I'll catch it on Netflix or on Disney Plus. I'm going over here to go watch The Mandalorian. Like that.
I'll be with you.
Now, if Mandalorian does well, do you think they'll say, okay, now we should make that Boba Fett movie?
No.
No?
Nope. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think they're going to do it. And I don't think they'll have 2 Mandalorian properties out there.
Oh, good point. They are taking a break.
I would actually prefer that they don't. I mean, since I was a little kid, Boba Fett was always my favorite. I loved him, and when I heard that they were talking about doing a Boba Fett movie, I'm like, oh, please don't. Please just don't. Even though I really love this character.
So you'd want to see it, but you don't want to see them mess it up, kind of thing?
No, I don't want it. Let it just stay in my imagination of who and what he was. I wish that they wouldn't have shown him Daniel Logan, Boba Fett as a little kid. Could have did without all of that.
Did you read any of the comics about Boba Fett?
A few.
Backstory?
There were some. There wasn't a whole lot of expanded universe that I really enjoyed in the 90s. But there's a couple of the Boba Fett ones. The Jedi story I thought was pretty cool. Mm-hmm. Boba Fett went missing, the Sarlacc thing, and
Mandalorian Armor Wars. I think there was one. There's another book of short stories called Tales of the Bounty Hunters, which is really good.
Tales of the Bounty Hunters.
Tales of the Bounty Hunters was really good.
I have that one.
I'd watch that all day. They could make that. I'd watch that all day.
That I could do, but just hey, look, he's going out and he's Lobo. He's out, catching bounties throughout the universe. I wouldn't want to see that. I'd rather just see him stay away from it. It's a big universe, just develop some new characters.
Well, that's why I like The Mandalorian. It's
because
a new
that's what they're
character.
doing. Right?
That's it.
It's
It's beautiful. It's so set squarely in the galaxy that we know, but it's different.
I want to see Knights of the Old Republic. I want to see them explore that.
I could do that too,
really
as long as there's no Skywalkers. I beat you to it.
I'm ready for them to
I'm sure there'll be the ancestors of the Skywalkers. There'll be some type of...
Nope, not if they do it right, because they weren't in there.
Anakin was the first one.
Apparently. Well, Shmi
was. Who is the one who conquered death? Who is the Darth...
Plagueis the Wise.
Plagueis the Wise. I would like to see his story. I would love to see his story, actually. I think that'd be really interesting, because he had like the fall from grace kind of thing, almost like Anakin did.
I would and I wouldn't, because I think it would be too close to bumping up to the Skywalker saga.
Okay.
I like Knights of the Old Republic being set so far away during this golden age of the Republic, before everything got kind of like dirty and grimy. It's kind of almost like a different look to the universe.
Mm-hmm.
I remember playing that game quite fondly, and a lot. And I would like to see it done, but it would be very. I don't know. It's kind of like the Boba Fett thing.
You just want it
It's
in your
like,
head.
Yeah, it's like it was perfect. But Jeli, what were you getting ready to say?
I was getting ready to say I was kind of excited for the cast of Mandalorian, especially with I think Pedro Pascal can't do any wrong. Whatever he touches, I think he's been fantastic in. So.
And then there's Carl Weathers. So you got the original Apollo Creed. Gina Carano, which is
and the directors.
The directors that directors list like a murderer's row of like hot genre directors right now.
Yeah.
Taika.
So they better not mess it up.
Bryce Dallas Howard.
I don't think they'll mess it up. I really don't.
I don't think they will either. When you look at that footage that's out there, we could talk about. Let me look at how much time we have, because we could talk about this real quick. Because when you look at that footage, I think it actually caused WB to have some issues, because. I don't know if you guys know this, but Swamp Thing just got a production halt. So they're filming in, I want to say Simpsonville or somewhere like that. They're supposed to do 13 episodes.
Right.
Word came down from WB Corporate, change up some stuff, you're stopping at 10. Done. Mm-hmm. Like, immediately. So rumor is there is talks in the halls of WB about the future of the DC Universe streaming service, and it actually might go away. Ooh. Because Disney came out the gate swinging.
Right.
They bought Fox. They bought Fox, and they bought Fox.
Yeah.
That's a ton of content, plus their content, plus $1 billion, Bob Iger has said, they're going to give just to create content for Disney Plus. $1 billion with a B. Oh, and Hulu. WB's like...
Right. Because DC streaming service is like this, and Disney right off the gates.
Well,
like a massive.
And I think what DC's problem is that they focused strictly on their superhero genre shows.
Yeah.
Disney's coming out like, we have those, but we also have science fiction, we also have fantasy. They're trying to do.
They're releasing all of their Vault collection.
Right. Yeah. The Vault goes away now because it's all going to be on Disney.
Stupid amounts of money to buy those whenever they come out.
$6.99.
Right.
There is no way, if I am on a budget, that I'm going to look at WB's or DC's offering and Disney's offering and say Disney's is cheaper. It's $1 cheaper a month, and I get Marvel superheroes, and I get all of this other stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right. Star Wars.
Or I can get these little DC shows right over here that ain't that great.
Right.
Sorry, they ain't. They're just not. I don't care if you like Titans or not. It ain't that good. Don't care.
I actually like Doom Patrol more than Titans.
And that's really Doom Patrol is.
It's a weird show.
It's not even a good Netflix show.
Weird story.
It is weird.
That's kind of why I like it.
Maybe I should do some acid with you.
There's no like thread. I noticed they just go in like weird places in every episode, but that's kind of why I enjoy it.
See, when you watch it, and you watch something like The Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy was better. I agree with that.
Something that's like Amazon's getting ready to come out with a show called The Boys, and I don't know if that trailer just dropped today. Don't watch it around your kids. It is a very not safe for. I don't even know if I'm old enough to watch that trailer. I watched it twice. I was scared my mom was going to call me on the phone and be like, "You're in trouble." I thought I was going to be grounded. I didn't know if I was going to make it here tonight. Like, The Boys is serious. That, and you look at that show. And just the effects, like what's going on there, what Amazon is doing. Even the Tick was better than everything that DC has put on yet.
Tick was good.
I
like the
Tick is good. Both seasons.
But anything that Alan Tudyk's in, I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
Even if he's just a talking boat.
So, speaking of Alan Tudyk, he's coming back for the Cassian Andor prequel series that they're going to do on Disney. He's coming back as K2SO. But the DC shows just don't have it. So I think what they're going to do, I think they'll finish Titans season 2. I think they'll maybe wrap that up. I don't know if they'll go with Netflix. They might try to partner up, but Warner Brothers is going to have their own streaming service coming up at the end of this year too, or early next year. Dump that DC stuff there. and make it a big overall offering, just like Disney is doing with their stuff. Mm-hmm. It makes the most sense. If you're trying to compete against somebody like a Netflix, you can't just give me Titans and Doom Patrol and Swamp Thing. You can't.
The way it looks, the way I'm seeing it, Netflix is going to become kind of the indie house for all of the independent comics and those kind of properties.
But I think the ultimate goal for somebody like a Netflix is to be... At first they said they wanted to be the next HBO, and I think they're getting close to that, but I think now they want to be the next Disney. They've already bought their own comic book property. Mark Miller, the comic book writer, he had his whole universe called Miller World, where you get stuff like Wanted, came out of that. Kick-Ass came out of that. So they bought Kingsman, Secret Service, came out of that. So they bought his entire universe, with the exception of those 3 film properties I just named, because those rights are elsewhere. But they bought the rest of his stuff, so they have their own universe now that they're starting to develop.
Miller World sounds like a beer theme.
Yeah, it was like, well, he's Scottish, it's like Miller or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, the world. So they're kind of making those similar moves. I think the next step for them is to look for a network to buy.
Okay.
I think they're going to start moving, because you think about Disney, they own ABC, they got Marvel. They acquired Fox. They're a huge player. WB is doing the same thing. Comcast is going to do the same thing with NBC, which they've done with NBC. What is Netflix going to do at that point? Look to see who's still around. Paramount and CBS are still kind of talking. Are they going to come back together? Are they going to stay apart? Part of it going to get sold off? Would Netflix maybe pick that up? Because they've already paid. They paid for the first season of Star Trek Discovery. Netflix paid for that. That's why there's so many changes for the second season, because Netflix was like, we ain't doing it. Y'all need to figure this show out, and we ain't paying for it. And so there's a lot of changes with the second season, and a lot of that actually kind of came from Netflix cutting the purse strings. So where's Netflix looking to go now? Are they looking to maybe move into doing the network stuff and being more of a Disney? It's going to be very interesting in the next coming few years.
I mean, as much money as they put into it, I don't see why they wouldn't.
A ton
and they
of
were
money.
They were on the forefront of it too, so...
Right. Everybody's now playing in their playground.
Yeah.
Netflix created streaming.
Yeah.
Right. Other people tried it before, I think, but Netflix was the first one to do it right.
Because I think Roku was out before Netflix and had a bunch of little satellite stream...
Netflix is the one that just did it. Now everybody is going the Netflix route because obviously Netflix is generating so much money that people like Disney want to get in that space.
Right.
If when Disney acquired that streaming service and they said, you know what, now we need to buy Fox because we want content, because we know that this is the future. $70 billion for content. Wow. Plus another $1 billion. Plus they just paid AT&T another $1.5 billion for their stake in Hulu.
Right. But that's like $100 to Disney. Oh, that's part of $1 trillion. We've only got a couple of trillion left after that.
Right? So there's obviously something. There's so much money there to be made.
Right.
So that's where everybody, I think, is headed to is streaming. And if you're not streaming, if you're a traditional network, you're boned.
Right. Well, and still, you're looking at, I think we've talked about this before, where stuff like Netflix, producing their own shows and stuff, the quality of their shows compared to a network show, the production and like the special effects and all that kind of stuff, you're just like, somebody is paying attention to detail. Somebody is trying to, visually entice us rather than, oh, come on, I could have filmed something better than that, because I have tried to watch network television in probably the last month, and I don't know, all these other...
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's
and
hard.
Commercials are... oh my gosh. Really, honestly, this is... I'm a little bit behind because it's probably since I got married that I got DVR. I haven't had DVR very long. So, it's just like, my husband's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm watching the show. He's like, you know, you can fast forward through the commercials. I don't know. I'm just used to letting them play, you know. But yeah, actually sitting there, you know, with my parents watching network TV, it's a little bit rough because you're just like, oh yeah, I could. No, I can't fast forward through that. So, but yeah, the production value, I think the quality of whatever cameras or angles that they're using is crap. I really think that I could film something better, but I'm surprised that the networks haven't picked up on that or figured something as I don't know, small as that out.
There's nothing they can do at this point. It's like
they're all playing
internet,
catch up.
Yeah. It's like the phone taking over the telegraph.
I feel like everything is filmed like a soap opera. That's what I feel like when I watch network TV. I'm like, really?
No, it's old technology, new technology. They're so ingrained in what they have. There's no way that they can move on to the new wave. Mm-hmm. Because all the money that they've ever spent has been for network television. Yeah. I mean, CBS is trying.
Right.
With all access, but I'm not feeling all access. I mean, I do watch this. Well, I'll wait till the camera's off. We'll talk about that in a minute. Rise of Skywalker trailer just came out. Make sure you watch that. Stay away from in-game spoilers, but feel free to look for that Mandalorian trailer.
I'm ready for a good quality one to come out.
Yes.
I think Favreau leaked it.
And I want to put a poll out there. Who all thinks that most of the things that happened in Episode 8 are not going to be part of canon in Episode 9?
You think they're going to retcon 8?
I think in 80% of 8 is going to be gone. They're just going to pretend like, hey, that kind of happened, but it didn't
just
really
vote
happen.
Yes. They're going to... J.J. Abrams is getting rid of Episode 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just...
Richard Donner that stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Never happened. Never happened. And on that note, we'll see you guys next week. Remember, F you. Good night.